Various unions across differing sectors are calling for the scrapping of the draft code on good practice on dismissal and for the amendments to the Labour Relations Act to be done away with. Other organizations representing the workers' class say that the steps as brought forward by the Employment and Labour Department to further weaken the rights of workers and allow employers to act with impunity. There are also concerns that the initial consultations were apparently done in secret. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho has more on the story.
Several unions, including NUPSA, NUMSA, Demausa, Simonya Workers and Casual Workers Advice Office, among others, are calling on labour organizations to work with them in mobilizing against proposed amendments to the Labour Relations Act and the consideration of the draft code of good practice on dismissal. They say this will only give more powers to bosses to dismiss workers without disciplinary hearings.
The bosses have no mercy. When you're down, when you're weak, they kick you down further. They take away more from what you have. So we have a task now to fight for a new Labour Relations Act, for a new BCA. That's what the task is now.
Apollo says during apartheid, workers fought for the legislative framework constituted in 1995.
So we as the working class, 30 years now later, we must draw up a balance sheet of that Labour Relations Act. Because that movement, the working class of the 70s and 80s, they fought. They came here to the streets. On the 9th of June, 1995, 250,000 of them came. But the leadership then compromised. And that was one of the beginnings of the defeat of that workers' movement.
Just at the time when workers' conditions, wages are falling, benefits are being taken away, we are going to have the cost of living crisis being even worsened, because most of these privatized public services means workers will be paid more in tariffs for these services, as we have seen with electricity.
Union members say the fight should be taken to the courts.
I think all the trade unions, we must put our resources towards establishing a legal team to check whether some of these amendments are constitutional.
SAFTU says it has big plans for International Workers' Day this year.
So now, with these attacks, so on the 1st of May, we are going to be on the street having demonstrations around institutions that will be identified by the task team that has been developed today to say, in Gauteng, we are targeting Department of Labour. In Cape Town or wherever, we are targeting a specific department.
Members have committed to bridging the divide which exists among unions. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Katleho Sekhotho in Johannesburg.